Christine Elliott, Minister of Health, Deputy Premier of Ontario.
Thank you for calling the constituency office of Christine Elliott, MPP, Newmarket, Aurora. To speak with Dawn Gallagher Murphy, please press 100. For Sarah Charitis, please press 105. For Jeff Evans, please press 102. For immediate assistance. Christine Elliott's office in Newmarket, Aurora. How can I assist you?
Yes, this is Gary Thompson calling. I was on the front page of the Toronto Sun with that guillotine incident.
You were?
Yes, I was. I was on the front page of the Toronto Sun on May the 1st at that rally.
Okay.
So I phoned up Doug Ford's office, and Doug knows me from way back in City Hall. They're trying to get the OPP to investigate that guillotine, mock guillotine.
Okay.
But the funny thing is, this is to do with the Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care. Every OPP officer has first aid training and knows what the Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care is teaching millions of people to give chest compressions to people who are alive is murder. It's been going on for years. It's all up on my Twitter. I talked to one of your staff there. His family used to own a
In particular, you called the constituency office.
Yeah, I know. Well, I got letters from the Ministry of Health from way back in 2011. There was a coroner's report, a coroner's inquest that just ended December the 20th. A man named Sean Court, he is the Director of Policy for the Ministry of Long-Term Care, was on the stand. This is his response. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I want my lawyers. Yeah, because they've been teaching people.
Okay.
Well, it's not okay because you teach people all the signs and symptoms like it's up on the Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care.
Just acknowledging that.
Yeah, okay. It's easy. A child understands it. The Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care up on their webpage says if the person's in a coma, labored, shallow breathing, making gurgling noises, blue-colored skin, and pinpoint pupils, that all proves the heart's beating. You don't even have to check for a pulse. They need air ASAP, and it could be any of the hundreds of causes of breathing emergency.
What is your ask of our office today?
Well, Doug Ford's office, I sent an email over there, and I CC'd it to my MPP.
You have? Okay, so we're not your local MPP.
No, Stan Cho is. Anyway, so they're sending a letter off. They're sending a letter off to the Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care. Because I don't know why you're not worried about your own life. Because there's hundreds of causes of breathing emergency, and you need air ASAP. The morgues are full of people that shouldn't be there, and then there's 10 times that many left with permanent brain damage, oxygen deprivation, needing 24/7 nursing. Jeepers, I know a whole bunch of them myself, personally. I've been trying to stop it since 2011, when the Ministry of Health first started teaching this. 1,000 doctors wrote a letter, and we had a sit down with Kathleen Wynne back in 2017. That was 700 some odd doctors, and in 2016, 234 doctors We had to sit down with Kathleen Wynne and told her to stop murdering everybody.
I'm sorry to hear that you're this concerned.
Well, why aren't you? You're paying for it. It's destroying your healthcare. It's destroying and it's making everybody sick. Because a child knows if you've got a breathing problem, you better give them some air ASAP.
Well, I will log your complaint and
Yeah. I've got talk to you guys.
Contacted your local MPP.
Oh yeah, I took an emergency physician with me when I went and saw Stan Joe. Yeah, an emergency physician. Jeepers. He's published up. I'm published in all of medical literature. The emergency physician I took with me, he's telling Stan, he says, don't do it. Ali Assassi, the federal MP, his office is right next door to Stan Joe's. Yeah, so we had to sit down with one. And Kathleen Wynne's office, there's a pharmacy, her constituency office, there's a pharmacy right next door. I went and showed it to the pharmacist. 10 seconds later, the pharmacist says, somebody should write a letter. I says, well, Kathleen's right next door. Go have a talk to her. So my phone number is 647 864 6609. That's my cell phone.
And I'll send it off to the ministry for login, of course.
That's great. And you want my email address?
No, just the phone number is fine.
Okay, and you can look it all up for your own safety. It's up on my Twitter, @GaryCPR, GaryCPR. Just Google that up. There's the letter I sent to the Premier back in August 2018.
Thank you very much for calling.
Yeah, I'm just trying to save your life, and it's a no-brainer.
Well, you have an excellent day.
You too. I always have an excellent day like the... Because it's too funny, as they're killing you all on purpose. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, my. Oh, my.
So what's working with the site? We've reversed over 168 overdoses. 33% of the reversed with naloxone, 67 have been with other means like oxygen or stimulation. We've called 911 for about half of the 33% of ODs naloxone. So we try not to call 911 unless we absolutely have to. Again, the community is quite, trepidatious about paramedics and police and things like that. It hasn't always gone well. The first time we had to call 911, it was not a great interaction with them. We've had some great interactions with paramedics. We've had some really horrible interactions. And police, obviously, hasn't always been great. And people have been traumatized by these services. So even if it goes well, that doesn't necessarily mean that people feel okay about it when they walk away, even if that interaction has gone well. So we've tried to avoid that as much as possible. And every supervised consumption service over time has started to use naloxone less and less and less, and oxygen and other things more and more and more. And that's what we had to. And so in the early days, we had to rely on naloxone more, and we found other ways of responding and keeping people safe. The other thing that we can't tell you is we can tell you how many overdoses have happened, but we can't tell you how many overdoses have been avoided. Because